Right, so we've got a lot of comic book movies coming out this year. I just looked it up, and there's 10, which is madness. To be quite honest, four of them are Marvel things. So what I thought would be a fun video to do is to rank all of the comic book movies coming out this year by level of how excited I am for them. And I'm just going to get straight into it. First one, if it even is actually coming out, there's no trailer for it or anything, but Kraven the Hunter. We know that Aaron Taylor Johnson is going to be playing Kraven, which is terrible casting, by the way. Should have been anyone else, literally anyone else. I think Luke Evans would have done a good job. I don't know who I would have chosen as Kraven, but not Aaron Taylor Johnson. And that has me very worried for what this movie's going to be. I only recently got around to watching Morbius. I didn't hate it, weirdly. I mean, it's not good, but it's one of those movies. It's like Batman and Robin. You can put it on, you can rip the piss out of it, and it is very much like going back to 2000 and 2003, and even going to watch that terrible Ang Lee Hulk movie. But this time even worse, because you don't have a fun fight with dogs. Instead, you have terrible CG vampire Matt Smith and Jared Leto looking even more like a vampire than he does already. I have no faith that the Kraven the Hunter movie will be any good. The Kraven the Hunter movie should not exist. There are several other Sony-helmed Spider-Man villain-centric movies that are coming out, and I have no excitement for any of them. They may end up being... Kraven may end up being good. I don't know who the fuck the villain's gonna be. I don't know what the movie is even going to be. Is it just going to be Kraven versus a lion for the whole movie? What is this? A Kraven movie doesn't make sense, because there's only one Kraven story that is worth doing, and you need to have Spider-Man in that, and you also kind of need to kill him at the end. You need to, like, the best Kraven story is the one where he dies. It should be the last Kraven movie. Really, the thing with the Kraven the Hunter movie that I really hate is because he's one of the Kraven's Last Hunt story, and Kraven as a character is one of my favourite Spider-Man villains. So if you don't do him well, the only way to put him on screen is to do Kraven's Last Hunt. But the movie isn't going to be that, because Spider-Man's not going to be in it, or he's not allowed to be in it, unless if Spider-Man is allowed to be in it. But then we know nothing about the Kraven movie. I don't want the movie to exist. I hope the only thing we learn this year about the Kraven the Hunter movie is that it gets cancelled, because we know that can happen. Batgirl. The next one is The Flash. I'm not looking forward to this. Of all of the things that DC did cancel, The Flash is one that they should have, but they didn't. So it feels very weird to me that we have a Batman animated series that got cancelled, and then this Flash movie. Yeah, Michael Keaton's going to be in it. For how long? Doing what? I mean, we know he's back as Batman, but all of the stuff with Ezra Miller, I know we've got to like judge the art separate from the artist, but there's not. I can't do that when the man is literally, has been arrested and has like kidnapped a child. Has been like very weird, and like there's a lot of stuff surrounding that movie that is like, you're putting the end of your cinematic universe and the big, like, the last hurrah and going out with a bang kind of thing, and it's all down to, Ezra Miller, who has become kind of this kind of laughing stock of Hollywood. And I don't think there's anything. I don't think the movie's going to be good outside of all of the stuff surrounding Ezra Miller anyway, because it's not what a Flash movie should be, or a first Flash movie should be. They're doing Flashpoint first, which should never be the thing. And it's all because it's rushed to end the cinematic universe. They should just cut everything. The DC movies that are coming out this year shouldn't, apart from Blue Beetle, but I'll get to that later, but all of the other ones apart from Blue Beetle and Shazam, so this and Aquaman, shouldn't be coming out. Shazam can be its own thing, and Zachary Levi can do Shazam for as long as they want to keep him. And Blue Beetle can just be the start of the new cinematic universe. It can be your Iron Man. Because, like, Sholo Mariduena, I think is his name. He deserves all of the work that he can get, because he's amazing. But The Flash, the movie, shouldn't exist anyway. And, I'm not calling for like cancellations of movies and destroying people's art and whatever, and also I'm not calling for just people to not go and watch the movie either. If you don't want to watch the movie because you don't want to support Ezra Miller stuff, then that's fine. If you don't want to watch the movie because you don't want to support DC and you don't want to support the end of the Snyderverse, then that's your prerogative. But Ezra Miller's already been paid for this. You're not getting money out of his pocket for not going to watch it. So I think if that's your reason for not going to watch it, then it is your prerogative. If you don't want to see Ezra Miller's face, then that month's gonna be tough for you because it's gonna be everywhere. But oh well. Next one is The Marvels. I had zero enthusiasm coming out of Captain Marvel, and that's not because it's a bad movie. I don't hate it as much as everyone else does. I just think it's just kind of a nothing movie. And the thing is with The Marvels is Brie Larson isn't the only Captain Marvel in it. We've got Spectrum, or whatever Monica Rambeau's character is going to end up being called, and we've got Kamala Khan as well. And those two characters, from what they've been in, have been good. Kamala Khan in the MCU has been really good so far, so I have that to look forward to, and just seeing more of Kamala Khan is good. And I want to see these characters interact, and to see how Carol Danvers will react to someone basically being a super fan of her. So that's a one where I'm on the fence about it, because I didn't like the first one that much, but I'm willing to, there's stuff that I am looking forward to, mainly to do with Kamala, because she's an interesting character and I want to see more of what she does, and I want to get more on Monica Rambeau. And apparently Monica just doesn't like Carol, and I want to see their relationship and what that ends up becoming. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting things with that movie. It's just I'm looking forward to the other stuff more. The next one's Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I have no idea what this movie is going to be. Apparently Ben Affleck's in it. Ben Affleck's Batman is going to be in it. Apparently. I don't know if I really care. I liked the first Aquaman. The stuff with Amber Heard that's happened since. Hopefully she got recast. Fingers crossed she got recast. But yeah. Hey! Johnny Depp would have been a great Kraven. Johnny Depp would have been an amazing Kraven. But, you know, we've already talked about that movie. The thing with me is, A, who's the villain? Because you did all of them in the first movie. Secondly, what is the movie going to be about? What is the movie going to be about? And what is the point of doing an Aquaman 2 when you're resetting or rebooting or doing whatever with the universe at the end of the Flash movie? See, that's the thing for me. The reason why I'm looking forward to this more than the Flash is because I love Jason Momoa, and he's amazing, and he's a treasure. The reason why I'm looking forward to it more than the Marvels is because I love Jason Momoa. He's a treasure. He's great in everything that he's in. Then the contentious, the controversial one, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm not looking forward to it as much as everyone else is because I didn't like the first one as much as everyone else did. I like it. I like it enough. Actually, I don't like it enough, apparently. This is the movie that, when I said I just think it's a bit overrated, I woke up to over 100 death threats. And it's the reason I don't use Twitter much anymore. I didn't like how busy the first one was. The art style and the animation and everything is brilliant. It's great. It's amazing. I just wanted a Miles story. I wanted Miles to get his movie and to be on his own. You can have Peter Parker die at the start, because that's an important thing that's integral to Miles becoming Spider-Man. Maybe not being there when it happens, and, you know, because that kind of, I don't know what that was, but to be honest, I don't remember much of Into the Spider-Verse. I just remember watching it and being like, yeah, that was overhyped. Yeah, I liked it, but it was overhyped. I think it's because the movie should have been Miles and Prowler. It should have been their movie. It should have been that dynamic, explore Miles and his uncle's relationship, to explore how much love, respect, and how much he looks up to his uncle, and then the amount of the utter heartbreak of finding out that he's a career criminal and the guy that's been trying to kill him for the entire movie. There is elements of that in Spider-Verse, but it's washed away way too early for doing Kingpin, which I think that movie suffered by coming out in 2018 when, you know, we had Daredevil Season 3, which had an amazing Kingpin, and we had the Spider-Man game, which had an amazing Kingpin as well. Now, I'm not saying that you can do, or not an amazing Kingpin, but it had Kingpin in it as well. And I'm not saying that you have to not put out something that's got the same villain in it as another project. But, you know, when you're going up against Vincent D'Onofrio, you're going to pale in comparison. and especially coming out in the same year, it is weird. I get that it's not meant to be, we're not meant to compare it to, it's a completely different beast, but I'm going to, in my head, compare that version of Kingpin to other versions of Kingpin, and it's just not, it doesn't stack up to Vincent D'Onofrio. It doesn't stack up to the version of the Kingpin even in the Spider-Man animated series, and that's a weird thing for me. And there's just all the other Spider-Men, you're meant to care about them. I only cared about Nicolas Cage and Peter B. Parker, but that wasn't, it shouldn't have been a Spider-Verse movie. The introduction to Miles on the big screen shouldn't have been a Spider-Verse movie, and it kind of just felt too busy for me. And then the sequel is going to be every Spider-Man, and like for some reason the other Spider-Men are the villains, and Spider-Man 2099 is the villain. I mean, if you want to do Spider-Verse, do Spider-Verse. Give us Morlan, give us the Morlan family tree. Give us proper Spider-Verse. Do Madam Web. Show Madam Web. Was Madam Web in Into the Spider-Verse? I don't know. I don't remember her being in it, but where's that? And I'm excited to see Oscar Isaac as Miguel O'Hara, but I don't want to get too overhyped and too buzzed up because the rest of the internet and the rest of the the Spider-Man community and the Marvel community is so buzzed up about this movie, and I want to watch it when everyone else watches it, because I watched the first one a year or two after it came out, and by that time I'd seen the hype. I'd been told this is the best Spider-Man movie ever, this is one of the best Marvel movies ever, and then I watched it and I was like, this isn't that. This isn't what everyone said it was. It's still a good movie. I still think it's a solid movie, but it's not. It's got nothing on Spider-Man 2. It's got nothing on even No Way Home, which I think did the Spider-Verse thing, or the introduction to the Spider-Verse thing, better. But apparently we're doing Into, Across, and the next one. Apparently this is going to be a part 1 of 2, which I don't know. Next one, I'm going to get the other animated one out of the way. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. This is the Seth Rogen helmed Turtles movie as animated. I think it's going to be good. I hope it's good, because I didn't hate the Michael Bay ones. I thought that, yeah, the Turtles were over-designed and they probably shouldn't have been what they were, but I think especially the sequel, especially Out of the Shadows, got it. It kind of got what the Turtles are meant to be all about, and that it is just a fun movie with, cool action sequences. Baxter Stockman was great in that movie. Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman. Best casting ever. Krang was great in that movie. I really enjoyed Out of the Shadows. And the first one was alright. Over-designed Shredder at the end. Yeah. But I thought it was fine. It got the banter and the dynamic of the Turtles down really well, and that's all I can really say for it. With it being animated, I think it can be so good. I want to see a trailer. I want to see what the movie's going to be all about. Obviously, it's going to be them fighting Shredder. But I'm interested, will they do Bebop and Rocksteady? Will they do any of the other mutants? I also just finished Shredder's Revenge, so I'm in a bit of a Turtles kick anyway. So, yeah, hopefully that movie's good. Seth Rogen's at the helm, so it's going to be funny. So yeah, I have high hopes for that. The next one, Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I'm a little bit apprehensive because it's sequelitis, but Shazam 1 was brilliant. It's one of my favourite DC movies, and it captured me, and it made me fall in love with the character, quicker than I think any Marvel movie had. Within the first one. I think most of that is because of Zachary Levi. But I cared more after Shazam 1 than I did after Captain America 1, after Thor 1, after Iron Man 1. So yeah, I have a lot of, I don't want to say high hopes for Shazam 2. I've pretty much already written off that the villain's not going to be that great, but I don't think the movie's about that. The movie is about Shazam doing cooler things than he did in the first one, and it's about the dynamic with the family. It's about that, and if all of that's good and cool action sequences as well, then the movie is bound to be a banger. I don't think it needs to have the most compelling villains in the world. Next one, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I'm excited to see where the direction of the MCU is going to go. This is the one that's going to introduce Kang. It's going to introduce, all of the stuff that the multiverse saga is going to lead towards, and what Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars is going to end up being. I hope it's good. The threes are usually the best of the trilogy. Iron Man 3 is my favourite Iron Man movie. Captain America 3, the best Captain America movie. Shut up, Winter Soldier stands. I don't care. Civil War is better than Winter Soldier. There, I said it. Thor 3 is the best Thor movie. The only one is Avengers, but Avengers, Infinity War and Endgame are the same movie. They're two halves of the same whole, so that's technically the third movie in and of itself. Spider-Man: No Way Home, the best Spider-Man movie. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to. First of all, Paul Rudd is an absolute treasure. Getting to see more of him is amazing. The other two Ant-Man movies, the first one was great. The second one was fine. It was entertaining enough. It's not I don't think it was meant to be groundbreaking. I don't think it was meant to introduce too many interesting things. It was just meant to be a funny Ant-Man movie. And this one is going to be shaping the rest of the MCU for the next couple of years. So it's interesting that they're doing that in Ant-Man and not in another movie, but that could have been what was in the Marvels. Surely if Captain Marvel's meant to be your most powerful character, you're meant to be super important, surely what's going to shape the rest of the MCU should be in her movie, not in Ant-Man's, when he's the one remaining relic of Phase 2, and you're getting rid of those past Phase characters. It seems weird that you're hinging everything on Ant-Man 3. But when the other two Ant-Man movies were just fun little comedies, and then you've got the third one, which is this is shaping the rest of the MCU going forward. We then have Guardians 3, and Guardians 3 is... I'm terrified about what they're going to do with Rocket. Seeing Adam Warlock, I'm excited to see Adam Warlock. The only thing with that is it means that the annoying gold people from the sequel that kept showing up, they're going to be in this as well. Because they're the ones that created Adam Warlock. So, more of them, which is good and bad, because yes, it's carrying on from the second movie, and you have ties back to that. And then the holiday special revealed that Mantis is Star-Lord's sister. I don't think that's going to be too important. But my biggest fear is what is happening to Rocket. What are they going to do to Rocket? Is he going to die? I hope he doesn't die. But the trailer definitely showed, like, oh yeah, Rocket is probably going to die in this one. That's like the biggest takeaway. That, and, oh look, Adam Warlock's here. And he's played by the guy from We're the Millers, who's had a fucking glow up. But yeah, I'm super excited. The other two, Guardians 1, one of the best movies in the MCU, in my opinion. It also came out on my birthday of that year, so, you know, special place in my heart for that reason. And it was just an amazing movie. The second one has more problems than the first, but it reduced me to tears with Yondu's funeral, and I genuinely really loved it as well. So yeah, this is the third and final Guardians movie, or the last Guardians movie that's going to be helmed by James Gunn. So I hope it's good. I really want it to be good. Please be good. And the last one, my most hyped movie of 2023, the one that I'm most looking forward to, the one that I'm most interested about, the one that I want to see a trailer as soon as possible for, Blue Beetle. And why Blue Beetle in a year when we're going to get, you know, the next, like, big thing from the MCU, and we're getting the end of James Gunn's Guardians trilogy. Why is Blue Beetle my most hyped? Because Blue Beetle's one of my favourite characters. He's one of my favourite characters from DC. Back when I was like really young and Batman the Brave and the Bold was on, it made me think that he was like one of the top runners of the DC universe. And I've always thought that Blue Beetle should be the Spider-Man for DC, and hopefully this movie is what puts him at that point. I just really like Blue Beetle. I've got so much attachment to that character, and I don't know why. Because I'm not Hispanic. I don't, gravitate towards that lifestyle, but something about that character, or that I don't gravitate to that, but something about Blue Beetle as a character is just always kind of been there for me. So I really want the movie to be good, and I hope that it's like the springboard for what the DC cinematic universe is going to look like going forward, and I hope that it's good. I really want it to be good. Also, Xolo Maridueña is playing Jaime Reyes. and he's the guy from Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is one of my favourite TV shows. It probably is my favourite TV show, or favourite Netflix series, or favourite show coming out at the moment. It's the one thing that they haven't cancelled on Netflix, outside of... It's like that and Stranger Things are the things that get to stay, but every year you're getting more and more tense, because you know one of them's getting the sack, and it's probably going to be Cobra Kai. Because Stranger Things is their only moneymaker. Stranger Things is like, that's the reason people get a Netflix subscription. And then Cobra Kai is like, I watch that as well, and it's really good. But yeah, him being in more movies is great, because that actor needs more recognition and more money, and just give him all the money. But yeah, that is my ranking for every comic book movie that's going to be coming out this year. Least looking forward to... what am I least looking forward to? What is it? Kraven the Hunter. Least looking forward to Kraven the Hunter. Most looking forward to Blue Beetle. It's weird that predominantly Marvel Channel is most looking forward to Blue Beetle, but it's new. It's new. It's something we've never seen on the big screen before. It's something we've barely seen on the small screen. It's something that we've only really seen in video games and animated series, and it's the kind of movie that DC needs to be doing more of. Do more of your lesser known characters, because Marvel did it, and those are some of their best movies. Those are some of their best, the most like well reviewed movies, because like Doctor Strange was great when it came out. Ant-Man 1, great. Even like some of the Phase 1 characters, like a Thor movie. Who the fuck thought that they would ever get a Thor movie ever? You know? But yeah, I'm really happy that DC is branching out to their more lesser known characters. They did it with Shazam, and Shazam was great. Blue Beetle, hopefully that's great as well. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what one of these movies you're most looking forward to, which one you're least looking forward to. I can probably answer that for you, and it's probably Kraven as well. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. See you guys then. Base.